Usually when the internet turns against someone, it's because they've done something terrible, something inexcusable. But in this case, it's because a 30-year-old man decided to have a temper tantrum because of one singular tweet. I'm not joking. Internet personality turned boxer turned musician, I'm of course talking about the YouTuber KSI. No, that's surprisingly not his real name. His real name is Olajide, JJ for short. He refers to himself as KSI, which stands for knowledge, strength, and integrity. Just so humble. He's been going viral the past few weeks for his response to the backlash about his new product, Lunchly, as well as the release of his new song, Thick of It. His reactions have been questionable, to say the least.
The most liked comment on the music video. It's got more likes than my actual music video. Why aren't you liking the video? Ah!
Yeah, I think tantrum might be the best way to describe them. If you clicked on this video, then I'm already assuming that you kind of know who KSI is. But if you're like my mum, who's only watching my channel to support me, then let me give you a brief rundown. Thanks for the support, mum. In 2009, JJ launched his YouTube channel, calling it KSI Olajide BT, where he started by posting FIFA gameplay videos. He then ventured into comedy skits as well as street interviews and pranks. These videos skyrocketed his channel, and over the next few years, he reached over 3 million subscribers. 2013 rolls around, and him as well as 6 other creators decided that they would form their own YouTube group, which is now known as the Sidemen. Over the next 11 years, the Sidemen built their brand into the multi-million-dollar empire that we know it is today. Throughout these years of the Sidemen's popularity, it was commonly known that KSI had quite the large ego.
Like, what are you, some kind of crazy person? Are you stupid, bro? Like, I wouldn't get in the ring with me.
I'm mad. I'm crazy.
I'm an animal. I'm a dog, bro. If there were 2 of me,
I'm a god.
You're a god?
Yeah, you're an animal, I'm a god.
This is what God looks like? Jesus Christ.
If you were a fan of the Sidemen or even knew who KSI was, it was pretty much a fact that KSI and ego were synonymous with each other. But I actually found out something yesterday that came as a huge shock to me, and that was the fact that he was almost a completely different person 12 years ago. And that person can definitely be seen in his older videos. So how did we go from that person that was JJ to the KSI persona that we've been seeing today? Why did one person's tweet of his product trigger him so bad that he can't let go of it? Why does he think everyone is lying when they say they don't like his song? In today's video, we will be finding out why he's been acting this way and why it will end up being the downfall of his career. And stay till the end because I promise you that it is not for the reasons that you may think. One of JJ's old schoolmates spoke out about him recently in an interview. They said, "I remember we did a production of Sweeney Todd. He played the judge, and when he died at the end, he was twitching and doing the worm across the stage. Everyone was in stitches. He was a funny, nice guy, and everyone liked him for that. He was popular, but not like I'm the He was confident, but also a nerdy, endearing, and sweet guy." So how did JJ become KSI? And has it become more than just a persona? The Sidemen became a YouTuber's dream, a group of friends coming together to create content. What could be more authentic than that? On the surface, the Sidemen seemed like a natural evolution. But if you look a little closer, that's when the cracks start to show. First, there's the power dynamic. From the get-go, KSI was pretty much seen as the leader of the group, as much as the other guys don't want to admit that. From a public opinion, he's always been the most popular. People know KSI, and then they know the Sidemen. That itself can create tension within the group, not only on the other members, but also on KSI himself. Then there's the content. What started as genuine interactions between friends slowly morphed into increasingly outrageous stunts and challenges. The stakes got higher and the pranks got more extreme, all in a never-ending quest for more engagement, more views, and more ad revenue. Success on YouTube is like a drug, and KSI, well, he got hooked. In the same interview, his schoolmate spoke out, saying when he started getting big on YouTube, it wasn't a surprise to anyone, but he's definitely got a bit of an ego now. He's not as sweet anymore. There's an arrogance there. He talks about himself a lot. He used to be more engaged when he would talk to people. It seemed that the KSI persona was going to his head. With every million view, every new subscriber, his ego was inflating more and more. And why wouldn't it? The validation was constant and the growth was insane. insane. But just like every other addict, he needed more. YouTube success wasn't enough for him, so he turned to music. KSI's music journey started in 2015 when he released a song called Lamborghini, a track that was less about having good lyrics and more about flexing his newfound wealth. But I have to give him credit because Lamborghini is unironically a really good song, especially for that time period in YouTube. You just had to be there to understand. It reached number 30 on the UK charts. This success paved the way for multiple EPs, as well as his most recent song, Thick of It, which is what most of this controversy is about. We'll talk about that later. This success in music still wasn't enough for him, so he turned to YouTuber boxing. It all started in 2018 when he announced that he would be competing in a boxing match against rival YouTuber Joe Weller. On paper, this was a brilliant move. Two popular internet personalities settling their beef by fighting each other in a ring. KSI ended up coming out victorious, and this wasn't just a win for him. This was a win for his already inflated ego. But here's the thing about ego. It's never satisfied. Beating one YouTuber just wasn't enough for him. He needed a bigger stage and an even bigger opponent. Enter Logan Paul, the controversial American YouTuber with an equally massive ego. The hype around this fight was insane, and in 2018, it was finally time. It turned out to be the biggest amateur boxing match in history, selling over 1.3 million streaming tickets. The fight ended up being a majority draw, which sent fans into a frenzy demanding a rematch. After a year of tension between the two, that rematch finally happened, which had KSI winning by split decision. The fans loved it, and over the next few years, they were still seen as mortal enemies. They just loved hating each other. But do you know what they loved more? Money and attention. So at the start of 2022, KSI and Logan announced that they had teamed up and created a new product called Prime Hydration. Prime Hydration is a collection of sports and energy drinks that come in a variety of different flavors. The unexpected pairing made this product insanely popular. Prime made over $250 million in sales within the first year, and in the next year, they made over $1 billion in sales and became the most sold sports drink above Gatorade, which they said was their goal. Just crazy numbers. And that takes us to now. You would think with all this success, he would kind of relax a little bit, you know, with the whole anime persona thing he has going on. But no, it just doesn't stop.
I'm the one that can see John Cena. Yeah, I'm the one that knows Victoria's Secret. I'm the one that knows what the dog is doing. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm him. I'm him. When I go into a gym, treadmills do push-ups. That's how it is, bro. I'm that guy.
At first, you kind of think, oh, this is just a character that he's playing. But after his reaction to this recent controversy, it's made me question whether this is actually just who he is now. In his world, it just seemed like everything he touched went viral. It's intoxicating, and he just can't get enough. Everything's gone to his head, and I think at first this was beneficial for him. I mean, having a big ego pretty much got him to the place that he is today. But after what we're about to talk about, it seems that his ego will be the sole reason for his downfall. Well, it seems like $1 billion in Prime sales wasn't enough for Mr. KSI. He's teamed up with Logan Paul and Mr. Beast to create a product called Lunchly. Lunchly is essentially just a complete copy of Lunchables, but with the added Prime Hydration drink from KSI and Logan, as well as a Feastables chocolate bar from creator Mr. Beast. It's clear that this product is obviously marketed towards children, which is the main demographic of their fan bases. They claim that Lunchly is a healthier alternative, having less calories, but come to find out that it's actually a smaller serving size than Lunchables, so you get less food. The backlash came in when OG YouTuber DanTDM called them out for promoting junk food to kids. He tweeted saying, "What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know any better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better." Did KSI respond by engaging in a mature, constructive discussion? No, of course not. He went full on playground mode and responded by posting pictures of Dan's branded U2's toys in an attempt to frame him as a hypocrite. He wrote in the tweet, "This looks like crap to me." Community notes were quick to point out the fact that KSI has also collaborated with U2's. Now, if there's one thing you just shouldn't do, it's go after one of the most beloved OG YouTubers. A swarm of YouTubers and fans came out to support Dan in criticizing KSI and Lunchley. But guys, I'm gonna be honest here for a second. I don't actually agree with Dan. I know, please don't cancel me. By Dan creating his U2's toy and also selling other merchandise, he is also selling stuff for the sake of selling stuff. That's called a business. That's how you make money. How does selling a toy of yourself benefit your fans? It doesn't. But I do get the context in which he is saying it from. Making money is fine, but making a product where you say that you care about children's health when you obviously don't is not fine. I think if Dan was more specific in what he was saying, then it would have come across a lot better. But hey, I'm just seeing both sides here, okay? The fact that KSI responded with an insult just shows that he doesn't have a valid argument in the first place. This interaction blew up on Twitter, and KSI followed this by posting many more tweets about the situation, and Dan doesn't respond once, even when JJ is desperately trying to get him to respond. A lot of people are clowning him on the fact that Dan made one tweet and it caused this much of a reaction from him. He then goes a step further and releases a 20-minute video called "Everybody Hates Us Right Now," where he just talks about how much everyone hates him whilst trying to frame Dan as this hypocrite. He essentially comes to the conclusion that people are only hating on the product because they hate him as a person, which I'm confused how he managed to come to that conclusion. He does actually make a valid point in the video. He brings up that these two other big YouTubers have also come out with their own brand of candy.
Where was the same energy when Ryan Trahan released sweets? Where was the same energy when FaZe Rog released sweets? Now, I'm not seeing people going crazy towards them on Twitter. You know why? I've realized why. It's because people just hate us.
And yeah, I completely agree with this point. No one has said a word about them. But the reason for this continuous backlash isn't because they hate him as a person. It isn't even because they hate his product. It's because his ego completely took over. He took the criticism as an attack, and his first instinct was to protect his self-image at all costs. At the heart of KSI's public persona is the refusal to back down. Whilst this has worked in his favor for certain contexts like boxing, in this case, it just makes him look like he's having a tantrum, especially since he's trying so hard to get a response out of Dan, and Dan just won't give it to him. He then tweeted out saying, "The countdown is up. The apology video is now live and ready for you to view." This was that said apology video.
A lot's happened these past few days, and I've had a lot of time to reflect, really understand everything that's happened and all of my actions. And, you know, first of all, I want to...
Brother, this guy stinks!
I want to say something. I can't do it. Hey, yo, drink Prime and eat Lunchley, motherfucker. Stay mad, Dan TDM fans. Womp womp.
Wow, who would have thought? No one thought that was going to be a real apology video, and no one even asked him to make one in the first place. This is just kind of sad. It again didn't stop here. He continued firing shots at Dan weeks after the first tweet happened. "Thanks for the free promo, DM me your bank details for the payment." Maybe what's happening is he's having his Joker moment. Maybe in his head, Dan is actually replying to him and they're having a real back and forth debate. I think that's the most reasonable explanation here. In the midst of this drama, he goes and does this. The whole Dan TDM and Lunchley beef really shows that I'm in the thick of it. Out October 4th, pre-save link down below. Yes, you heard that right. He decided that this would be the perfect opportunity to release his new song featuring Trippie Redd. Thick of It is a rap song which KSI wrote about his career come up, boxing matches to his YouTube career, or as he puts it, from the screen to the ring, to the pen to the king. Where's my crown? That's my bling. I can't go into any more details about the song because him and his team have been taking down people's videos videos who use even just snippets of it.
He took away my greatest video of all time. Now I'm mad about it again.
Like he doesn't already have enough money. The second it was released, people across social media began to ridicule the song, mocking its cringy lyrics and saying things like JJ threatens to release music. The song became even more popular than the Lunchley drama itself, with hundreds of people making TikToks about it. And when Jake Paul can take the piss out of you and people are on his side, then I guess you can say you're really in the thick of it. Sorry, that was a bad joke. It started as a trend of people posting videos reacting to his song. Even his own brother did one. His other Sidemen members are also taking joy in poking fun at it. Throughout all the criticism, throughout all the reaction videos, he genuinely doesn't believe the song is bad. He uploads multiple videos defending the song. The first video is actually quite lighthearted. He seems to just be confused on why people are saying it's a bad song.
I think the song is a banger. I think the song is an absolute banger. On my mama.
Towards the end of the video, though, he starts acting a little bit defeated.
Are we just gonna continue to take the piss? Is that what we're gonna do here? Is it just gonna be weeks of you lot just taking the piss? Somehow I feel like this is Dan TDM's fault.
I think a big reason in why he continued this Dan drama was to have all the attention on him for the release of his upcoming song. And I believe that he thought that this would take the attention away from that as well as away from the Lunchley drama. I truly don't think that he thought that he would get that bad of a reaction to it, because it doesn't stop there. A few days later, he posts a video called "The Hate on My Music is Forced." This time, it's not lighthearted anymore. He's angry. He talks about how his label thought it would be a good idea for him to react to some more memes. He said even though he's told people to stop, they're just on a hate rampage.
I get it, because Brilliant. Fucking hell, man, you lot are such twats.
To say that he's angry is an understatement.
Hey, yo, this is crazy. This hate. Well, I'm getting the same treatment as Rebecca Black when she released Friday. But my music is good!
KSI's confidence, whether real or exaggerated, often acts as a shield against criticism. Even if deep down he suspects that the song may not be his best work, he would never admit that. By projecting confidence, KSI avoids looking vulnerable, which is important to maintain this image that he's created for himself.
I think it's a good song. I think it's a good catchy song. And people just want to take the piss because I went, the Lord Savior Dan.
Do you not think that you could accidentally have made a funny song?
Well, I wasn't trying to make a funny
You
song.
weren't trying to,
I was
you
literally
accidentally
trying to
did.
make a song about my life.
But is the song funny outside of the context?
It's not funny!
No, not
What do you mean
outside.
it's funny?
No.
Is my life funny?
No.
Admitting that the song is bad might feel like showing weakness, and in his world, being vulnerable is a sign of defeat. And we all know how much he hates losing. There is two explanations for what I think is actually going on here. Number one is that this is all just marketing. It's all an act and just a ploy for more money and attention. And I mean, if that's the case, then it's definitely working. People are talking about him. I mean, I'm talking about him right now. His music video for his song has over 30 million views, which is crazy. However, the top comment on the video actually has more likes than the video itself, which is really embarrassing. But maybe that's just all a part of the plan. Maybe for KSI, music is just another brand extension, just another way to monetize his fame. The second explanation to what I think is going on is what I believe to be the truth, and that is just the simple fact that he let the fame and attention go to his head. I mean, don't get me wrong, he did achieve some chart success with his music, but at what point do we acknowledge that his success in music is more about his existing fame than his music abilities? When you strip away the high-budget music videos, the guest features from already established artists, the army of producers and songwriters behind the scenes, what are we left with? Mediocre lyrics, average melodies, and a whole lot of auto-tune. And I'm sure he's had a lot of genuine criticism throughout his career, but he will never accept that feedback. Constructive criticism to him feels like a personal attack.
It is what it is, man.
I've never
It is
seen
what it
anything
is.
like it.
No,
The
no,
scale of it.
let's relax. Okay, Mr. Get out!
No, but that's the
Like-
point I'm making, is like, stop trying to fight them and defeat
That's
them
fine.
and not make it a meme, because the more you do that, the more people meme it.
But
The
then
more
it doesn't
ammo
help
you
when
give
you
them.
guys are to the screen, to the ring, to the king.
Sing? Sing? What do I do?
You laugh
I'm
at us.
there looking like a fucking dickhead.
KSI has become so accustomed to winning, whether that's in YouTube, boxing, or music, that his sense of self-confidence has become so inflated to the point where he can't objectively assess his own work. Another factor could also be the people he surrounds himself with. At his level, it's easy to be surrounded by yes men who only reinforce his confidence and never challenge him. And no, I'm not talking about the sidemen. I'm talking about the people behind the scenes who push him to do things like music. When everyone around you is saying that your song is great, why would you believe random strangers on the internet who say otherwise? The truth is that his song is bad and his behavior isn't necessary. The criticism that he's receiving has nothing to do with him as a person and can actually help him grow as an artist. But his ego prevents him from ever acknowledging that, and that will ultimately be his downfall. But that is all I have for today's video. If you are still here and watching, then you are literally the best person ever. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. It really helps out my channel. I see the same people supporting me every video. You know who you are, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you. So subscribe so you can be a part of that little community. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!